What's up, my crypto legends? In this interview, I have the CEO of Bybit. I have many questions for him. It's going to be very, very exciting, guys. So make sure to smash that like button. Ben, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, man. Thank you for having me on the show. Yeah.
You're very welcome. I mean, thank you for coming to the show. And I have several questions for you because this whole situation that's been happening for the last few weeks has been just absolutely crazy inside of this bear market. And I want to know, how is Bybit doing, firstly?
I think it's a very good question. We actually also announced, I think last week that we are doing also a last round, one round of downsizing from the company. So we're actually, downsizing from the current about 1,900 people to about 30% of staff. Yeah. So I wouldn't say the company is not affected. We are not directly affected by FTX, meaning we don't have money or we don't have entity like Alameda that's trading. But because the market, because of this whole situation, our daily trading volume has gone down from typically on average 11 billion to now about 5 billion, which is while the market share of Bybit still stays, which means overall market has come down quite a bit. And because of that, we're actually doing some stuff to make sure that we're sustainable, we can go for the long run. And so it's a tough week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I guess not only you, but the entire cryptocurrency space has been affected, not because of the bear market, because of the FTX situation as well. And I want to ask you, how does Bybit give confidence to traders after the FTX bankruptcy? Because I know a lot of different exchanges, a lot of people have been pulling their liquidity out. The volume has been going down, as you said. So how can you give confidence to the people to actually, stay in Bybit for trading?
Yeah, so I think that's a very good question. So I think especially after FTX, exchanges are expected to show proof of reserves. So for the initial stage, we have shown our wallet information, which is now on Nansen, and you can see there actually had been a quite positive inflow of funds, in the past 2 weeks. We've seen a major outflow during the week of FTX, but now it's actually reversed. But of course, we're working on our version of proof of reserves, and actually most likely it will be released by next week. It's a Merkle tree where clients can check, the overall whether their asset is parked in an isolated wallet or not. So these type of things. I think that's the kind of the basic the industry now requires. But Bybit has always been kind of prudent and the way we run business. We don't have an entity like Alameda that's trading or such entities like that. And obviously during the bull market, everyone was expanding, everyone was producing products, team is expanding. But we didn't make so many crazy investments, such as what FTX did. So I think we're pretty sustainable in that sense. Yeah,
that's phenomenal. Yeah, because of a lot of these exchanges and have been doing very risky investments, of course. And finally there you can see, when the tide goes down, you can actually see who are the strong players in the game and the ones that are just going bankrupt and disappearing out of the space. I want a little bit of your personal opinion. What do you think is going to happen to SBF?
I mean, for sure. I think whatever he's got behind him is telling him to do certain things, and I think he's very good at appearing in certain ways in front of media, in social media. I don't even know if that real person is him or who, but typically, I think there should be legal consequences, right? I mean, no matter how you paint it. Recently, I just saw also an article about Alameda and also the CEO, what was her name, Allison, right? and how the media is trying to paint it in a way that she's innocent or Sam
Yeah.
is innocent. But come on, man. I mean, the amount is just crazy. It's a huge amount, and someone has to kind of be responsible for that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're trying to cover a lot of things, right? But I guess it happens to any entity, any business that goes bankrupt. They must have insane lawyers that are trying to cover up some different things off them. After the fall of Celsius as well, because it's not only FTX. We also have these lending platforms, such as BlockFi, Celsius, and how can people trust Bybit earn products? Because I know you must have some earning products as well for such as staking and different APY systems for the clients. How can people gain confidence on the APYs that you provide on Bybit?
So majority of our products in Earn, such as the dual asset, the shark fin, it's actually automated trading bots between our own markets, arbitrage between our derivatives option and the spot book, right? And for some products, we ask a third party to run that for us, but the fund actually never leave Bybit. So they use within Bybit trading system to get arbitrage for funding fees and all that.
Yeah.
So for majority of them are quite safe, and we actually don't deploy any fund out of Bybit. So the ones that most people are asking now is the flexible savings. So if you deposit USDC or USDT, we actually offer you I think 2 to 3% annual yield to leave the asset on the savings account or the Bybit Earn. So that is actually a marketing cost paid covered by Bybit. And the incentive is it makes sense because we have all the incentives to try to keep people's fund within Bybit. So when the market movement comes and they can trade. So we actually calculated the conversion and the benefit for keeping clients' fund within Bybit and the potential ROI we could gain from that. And then we would assign some part of that ROI from the trading fees to become the kind of the interest, right? So that is what actually we're doing for the flexibles. And we also have a liquidity mining, which is that one clients have to sign a waiver and understand that the actual capital is going out on chain. For example, Ethereum staking and all that. So I think clients is aware of that product, and we tell them exactly, hey, your money is going to this, on-chain address and blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
All right. So it's kind of proven as well, right? That the transactions on the blockchain as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's given me a few answers of Bybit in general. And now I just want to shift to the market conditions, right? What do you think about the market situation, as in how long is this crypto winter going to last? Do you think this is going to be different as the other cycles, where we are going to see a longer period of sideways action into the downside, or is it going to recover by 2023, 2024? I want a little bit of your personal opinion on this crypto winter, Ben.
To be honest, I think there are going to be a lot more ripple effects happening. I think we still not yet see the bottom. I'm suspecting maybe 6-8 months that we're still going to go downwards a bit, or the market is not going to be so exciting. It's going to be kind of flat. But there are a lot of rumors about some other entities that's going to go down. I'm not sure whether it's true or not about the FTX thing. I mean, if you look at FTX, essentially it's also part of the ripple effect of Luna, and that took about 6 months. So you never know, and this is why kind of as exchange, we just need to make sure we survive and we can last, and sustainability is something that are very important in the bear market.
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of other questions as well regarding stablecoins, but we'll get to that in just a couple of minutes because of also Terra Luna. Medium predictions for Bitcoin, short and medium predictions for Bitcoin. So do you think we're going to go, I don't know, below $10,000?
It could possible. Could
Okay.
be possible. I think we've seen the first dip, and then there's some reversal happening currently.
Mhm.
But to be honest, all the activities has reduced by quite a bit compared to open interest or trading volume compared to a regular before FTX time. So a lot less players, and we've done a few analysis. I mean, I can be very, I can show you some data that, for example, right now it's happening is the World Cup, right? Everyone's
Yeah.
talking about the FIFA World Cup. And we've done some promotion, and we've seen competitor like crypto.com have their banners all over the whole World Cup. But if you look at their traffic, has not gained. So that means even you're so much in the face of everyone, the overall sentiment of people have been dropping. So this is something we've seen, and we were like, okay, you know, the winter is probably gonna last for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter how big features you put in, people have totally lost interest, right?
Yeah. I mean, we were just curious, you know, like crypto.com, that whole banner is all over every single match. We're like, let's analyze their traffic and also their deposit and withdraw status. And you see, there's not much of inflow, it's still being outflow, and traffic hasn't gone up. So it's. I mean, imagine if this was happening in a bull market, and people
You would be worried. You would be very worried.
Yeah. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. So it's like, oh shit.
Yeah. All right then. Well, I'm going to say also, what big trends do you see coming in the crypto space, like in 2023? What big crypto projects? Because we did have, the DeFi massive hype back in 2020. 2021 was followed with meme coins and metaverse. What, in your personal opinion, what is going to be that, new hot topic in the cryptocurrency space to bring the next bull run, right? In 2023, 24?
Yeah, so I think at least for the short run, probably DEX is something that we think it's what everyone's talking about. So this is actually why Bybit had integrated to a DEX, especially a derivative DEX, Apex, right? So if you go on to Bybit now, you can actually directly trade Apex on Bybit. I think the next immediate thing is probably one of the DEX, and I think DEX will have a lot of still a lot of work to do to make sure that their interface is user friendly and make sure liquidity is good. But recently we do see a trend that people are trading on DEX in the set of in this kind of sentiment, right? And they rather not park their assets on a centralized exchange, which I understand. Yeah, I think, and the next step is probably waiting to see what's the next innovation that will come out of, whether in DeFi or when NFT. I mean, crypto is still very innovation driven. When the innovation comes, the whole bull markets will start, right?
Yeah, exactly. So as you mentioned, that's really exciting about Apex, the decentralized exchange of Bybit. I think, of course, this was created more because of the situation with all of these large centralized exchanges, filling for bankruptcy. So I guess that was an incentive to move Bybit to Web3 decentralization as well, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So actually, the integration, I mean, the whole integration takes a bit of time. So everything was planned before FTX, and FTX, no, not FTX, sorry, Apex. It's a DEX that they launched, I think, 6 months to 8 months ago. So also, it just happens that this whole incident happened, and
Okay.
yeah. So everything was pre-planned, and but we did try to speed things up after FTX, figuring the market would want something like that, and the clients of Bybit would want something like that. Yeah,
that's phenomenal. So it's actually live. Apex, you can actually trade on the decentralized exchange. Does it have a lot of volume? Is it people are trading? Do they have quite a lot of people there in volume at the moment? Or is
yeah, well, they're actually a standalone DEX themselves. So you could a lot of people relate them to DYDX or these other derivative stacks, right?
Yeah.
It uses a layer 2 So the relationship between Bybit and Apex is we're actually two completely independent team, but Bybit is a early run investor into Apex token.
Right.
This is why we choose to incorporate with Apex. I just want to be very transparent. I think currently the daily volume of them is around 40 to 50 million. Not bad for a DEX, but still very small, compared to any centralized exchange. Yeah. And the open interest, I think, is like 15 million, 20 million, something like that.
Okay, it's still relatively low, but I think it's going to be more of a transition in the next coming months. It's going to take months and years to actually people to move from centralized to more decentralized as well. And of course, I think centralized and decentralized are going to both survive, of course, centralized exchanges as well. But it's going to be more of a slow transition where there's going to be picking up volume on the decentralized exchange. In my personal opinion, I guess you also believe so. This is going to be the thing.
I think if you're talking about real volume, it's gonna take quite a while, and I think a lot of technology improvement is needed. I mean, look, even for exchange on Bybit, the biggest volume producers are the big institutions that are doing high frequency tradings, right? For them, we give them on Bybit average it's 15 milliseconds of response time, and for that they're even complaining that it's slow. So imagine they go onto a DEX, and so it's pretty much impossible to do high frequency tradings on a DEX. You can only settle with middle, maybe not even middle, maybe just low frequency tradings strategies. That means you just won't see the same amount of volume compared to a centralized exchange. But for users that are not so hardcore and trading on a daily basis, they just want to throw order out there and then leave it for a long time. I think DEX is a good solution.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still a lot of things to improve, right, on the decentralized exchanges that centralized, like you said, the speed of transaction per trade on the decentralized exchanges still needs to evolve in this feature, right? I want to ask you the future of BitDAO. Can you tell us a bit more of BitDAO?
Yeah. So BitDAO is a project Bybit started. We supported, and now it's a pretty much a very Web3 kind of thing. When we initially decided to support BitDAO, is because we feel like Web3 is the future, and DAO is eventually the form of any company in Web3 in centralized form. So we actually decided to contribute at the time half of our revenue, or 2.5 bips of our trading volumes into it. And so far, BitDAO has been contributed almost more than 800 million in cash. That's stablecoin, Ethereum, and all of that. And the total treasury of them is now close to 2 billion. So it is the largest DAO in the world. So, but the whole last year, I think BitDAO focused quite a bit on sub-DAO model, meaning starting and working with different other DAOs such as Game7, EduDAO. EduDAO is something they started with all the universities, Berkeley, Harvard, and all these guys. But with all this initiative and also growing treasuries, but the price of the token was not reflected. So this is something BitDAO team, we had a few meetings with them and discuss how we can actually reflect that. And we simply need more use case, token use case for the token. So that's why we're like, okay, the whole sub-DAO model is probably not going to work. And now they're launching a layer 2. Which is pretty much their own chain, right? But it's a layer 2 of Ethereum. And then moving forward, all the projects that BitDAO support most likely will require them to list on and use the Mantle network. So this is something I think very exciting that's coming up. I think the testnet comes up by end of this month. And after that, we'll see a lot more exciting applications coming out in this new chain of a DAO. And of course, Bybit will support Mantle network as much as they support BitDAO. Yeah.
So the future seems pretty bright, right? Seems
Yeah,
exciting.
I think I'm very confident and bullish on BitDAO. And we are also still a few more functions to incorporate within Bybit. One of them is to use BitToken as fees to trade, and as well as we're launching a Bybit card, and when people spend, they can earn points, and the points can convert into bids and things like that. So a few more use case from Bybit come up as well. Yeah.
Nice. Another question that I wanted to ask you before that I totally forgot was regarding stable coins. What do you see the future of stable coins like? Because I mean, we've seen Terra Luna ecosystem absolutely collapse. They had their stable coin UST. People started to fear a little bit with the current stable coins on the Ethereum blockchain, such as USDT, USDC. What do you think? Because I mean, US dollar Tether is attached to multiple cryptocurrencies with on different exchanges, right? So you have Bitcoin USDT pair, Ethereum US dollar Tether. What do you think about the future of US dollar Tether, for example, in the next coming years? I just want your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, as an exchange operator, I think we should never put all our eggs into one. Previously, we only had the USDT linear contract, and this is why we're actually adopting USDC linear contracts.
Okay.
And for so many years, people are questioning and doubting about USDT. And of course, I don't know exactly what's going on with them, but still from our internal data, USDT is obviously still the most accepted, adopted stable. But USDC, it's gaining quite a bit. And we actually work with Circle and USDC to try to promote USDC. And eventually Bybit will support multiple stable coins, including DAI, and also other stable coins that if users chooses to use. To be honest, I think stable coins are going to be one of the areas the regulators for sure is going to try to hit after this FTX thing, alongside with the exchanges, right? Yeah. So we just need to make sure our eggs are spread, and we offer users multiple choices if one start to collapse or another. I sure hope they don't fall, because then that would drag it down to another winter that's much worse than now, especially USDT, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I mean, this is the thing. I have distributed my stable coins on different ones. I have USDC, USDT. I'm getting into DAI right now also, because you never really know. I felt USDC was one of the safest bets, but some stuff have been coming out of USDC that's already backing me out and wanting to distribute into other stable coins. So anyway, like you said, never put your eggs in just one basket, right? So
yeah, I think if by the time USDC gets the size of USDT, a lot of people will also be funding them. So just make sure you have spread. Me too. So I actually put them all spread. Yeah.
That's good. That's good coming out of the CEO of Bybit. I mean, it's good to know your opinion as well, Ben. So anyway, massive thank you for joining the channel. And hopefully we can do another interview in the near future to see what has happened, what has evolved with Bybit as well, and how is the future looking for Bybit in the next coming months. And just to say a massive thank you for joining, and I hope everything will be very great for you and the team.
Thank you.